Hello everyone, Linda Israel here, and I am using it up in July. So my hashtag use it up, use it up July. Yeah, I think that's what I said. So here's what I have in front of me. This is one of my little storage keepers. It's a 12 by 12 container that I put scraps of paper in. So in this case, it's all purple related scraps in here. And I've gone through here and I've pulled out a few, and I'm going to make a junk journal page. I do a couple of swaps inside my Facebook group, and I've also had a lot of people ask for more tutorials on pages. Whenever I make a junk journal, I decide on my journal theme, and then I make my pages first, and then I make the cover. And so I thought I would make one that was somewhat a floral and purple inspired journal page. So here's what I've got. This is one of my mop-up spray pages that has Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist. And this is one of my stencils. So this is my dragonfly stencil that I used on here. And then I have, in the background of that, is a lace stencil. So whenever I am spraying things, I'll use another piece of paper and mop that up. So that was an element that I've got here. And then this is a pretty floral page out of a magazine. So I thought that would be a great page to use. And when we're making the pages for swaps, we make them 8 inches tall by 10.5 inches wide. That when they're folded in half, it's 8 inches tall and 5.25 inches wide. So I know I'm going to use that. And then one of my friends sent me these little note cards that they made. So these were images out of, I believe, a calendar because of the weight of them. And then she backed them with some notebook paper and just did a zigzag stitch around those. And then I had this is kind of funny because I had this postcard that was given to me, and then someone also gave me a little tag. And what I thought was funny is these did not come together, but they're the same image. If I line them up on here, it's the exact same image. So I thought that was kind of funny, and I need to use them. It's a flower, it's purple. So we've got a few elements here. So let's kind of get started. I have some pretty textured paper here, and I'm going to cut this. I want it to be a pocket on my journal, so I'm going to make that, I'm going to do about a 3.5 inch pocket. And I'll save this piece. It'll get put back in my purple bin. And then this needs to be 10.5 inches long, so I'm going to go ahead and trim off the excess. And then this piece can fit on top of this piece. I'm going to make a sandwich. So what's going to happen is this piece will go on the back side here. There'll be a pocket on this side, and you'll have the images on the other side. Well, I want to do more to this particular piece, and I think what I want to do is I have some scraps of fabric left over from another project that I thought would look good if it was across the bottom of this piece. So I'm going to trim it to fit. And then this is going to be another pocket. So that little tag that I used earlier can fit in here. And then I have a piece of lace that was left over from another project that, even though it is white, I thought could go across the top of here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim it to fit. And then I've got my spray box here, and I've got some Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist in fully purple. The mica's down at the bottom, so I need to shake it up. And then I'm going to spray that lace, and that will alter the color. I'll use my heat tool to dry it, and then it'll be ready to use on my project. So this is going to be attached across here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch this. I'm going to use a zigzag or straight stitch, I haven't decided yet, across here. And then what I'll do is I will stitch this to this page down the sides. And I'm going to leave the bottom open because I plan to sandwich this with this page on the back side. And I want to sew the top and the bottom at the same time. So let me get my sewing machine and start sewing. I'm at my little brother sewing machine, and I've decided that I'm going to use a zigzag stitch. I've also got black thread in my upper and my lower, and I'm just going to rotate this around, and we're going to zigzag right on the edge here. So I've stitched all the way across, trim off the extra. I'm layering the pieces together that I want to sew down the side. So I've got 3 layers here. I've got the fabric, the paper, and then my back piece. And I'm going to do a stitch right down this side. And I'm going to sew the same fashion on the other side. So I'm just lining it all up, getting it straight as possible, and then I'm going to stitch on the other side. So that is stitched down the sides. And now I want to work on the other side of the paper. On the other side, I've decided that I want also some little tuck spots or pockets. And these are some leftover pieces of paper that have been embossed. So I have some Distress ink in Dusty Concord. And I'm going to scrap a paper here. Or here we go. Here's my... I use this when I'm doing distressing and I don't want to get my surface of my desk dirty. And I've got the blending tool, and I'm going to go over the surface where this has been embossed. I just used an embossing folder that I've had for a really long time. They're becoming a little bit harder to get locally. You have to order them online. And then I'm going to go right around the edge, give some distinction there. And I'm going to do the same thing with this piece. Now I know that I want this across the bottom, and I really want it to be one continuous piece. So what I'm going to do is flip this over to the back side, and I have some washi tape laying here, and I'm going to washi tape these together. And just for the fact that I like to have sewing on mine, I'm going to do a zigzag stitch across this piece, and then I will attach it to this piece down the side. So let's go to the sewing machine. Just going to take this piece and do a zigzag stitch across the top. And this is just because I like the decoration. You don't have to do this, but I like the decoration. That's been sewn across the top. And now I'm going to take this piece, trying to decide which way I want it better. I think I want it like that. So what I'm going to do now is stitch up the sides on both sides. So I've stitched up the sides, and now I'm going to take this other piece that we were working on and flip it over and put these back to back, and I'm going to sew across the bottom and the top, attaching these two together. Sewn together. All right, so I got the two sewn together. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and fold these in half. So I'm just trying to gently get it matched up. And it might be a little wonky. I didn't have my papers perfect, but I'm okay with it. It's a junk journal, y'all. It's fun. All right, so I think what I want to do now is I want to add some embellishments to this. And I have this sticker border that I've had forever, and I didn't even realize it was a sticker. I thought they were just borders that you had to use your own adhesive. So they have sticky on the back. And I'm going to line this up here. Probably cut off about that much. And we'll stick this down across the bottom here. I have another little piece of purple paper, and I've got a little stamp here. So let's stamp this out. I'm going to use some detail ink from Brutus Monroe. And this is a Hero Arts stamp that says the best things in life aren't things. And that is so true. So we're going to stamp that somewhat in the center from top to bottom. And we're pressing straight down and letting that rest on the paper so that it soaks into, the ink soaks into the paper. There we go. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and just trim this side. And I think I want to round the corners. So I have the We Are Memory Keepers Crocodile Corner Chomper. And I'm just going to trim the corners. Let's add some distress ink to the edges. I'm going to go to my sewing machine and just add some stitches across the top and the bottom, and I'll be right back. Well, I've got some little stitch details added on here, and I think I want to attach this to this bottom part, but I want it to be sticking up, so I'm just going to glue right across the bottom. I'm using Scrap Perfect's glue, and we're just going to go right here. I think I'm almost out of glue. Alright, so I'm going to use the Scrap Perfect glue, and I'm just putting it right across the bottom. I'm using the no clog writing tip because it was on this bottle, and the other bottle appears to be empty. I have some words that I created on my silhouette. Basically, I kind of looked at what were popular words to use on junk journals, like memories and beautiful and magical, those type of things. And then I typed them up in my silhouette software and then printed them and then cut them out. So it's not that I have a file that I found somewhere. I made each one myself. So I'm just going to add some distressed ink in this purple again and do both pieces. And I think what I want to do is over here on this side, I want to say beautiful memories, and then I'll put this other sticker right here around that. So let me put the sticker down first, and then we'll use this is when the no clog writing cap from Scrap Perfect comes in handy, because I'm just doing a little bitty bit of glue on here. So that's starting to come together. I'm going to use one of these little tags that were given to me and put them here and here. And then the one that I sewed, I'm going to put in this pocket that is formed when the two pages were sewn together. So that finishes this side. So let's turn it over and work on this side. This is a little journaling card that I shared a few days back. It's using some more of these border stickers. I've sprayed it, and this was like a place card that you put on a table. And I don't know if these were a box that I had or somebody that gave them to me, but I'll usually look at the clearance section at Michael's and Hobby Lobby at their invitations, and sometimes you can get 50 or 100 of some kind of invitation for a couple of dollars, sometimes even $1. So I thought this would be kind of cute to put it in this little pocket right here. And then we've got this one that'll go here. One that'll go here. This is the little tag that someone else made. And for years, I've made my own little cards when I'm doing things. This one was already punched. And I thought, well, why not make it into a shaped tag? So I'm just going to cut off one corner and then take that piece and flip it over and put it on the opposite corner and trim. And that gives me a tag shape. Really simple. You don't need a punch for that. And then I'm going to use some distress ink and go around the edges. I've got another one here that I've already cut. Just needed to be distressed. Then I had a scrap of ribbon left over from a project. So I'm just going to pull it through the hole and cut a length and then tie a knot. All right, so I need, I think, a couple of more journaling cards. So let me grab some paper and I'll be right back. I found some more scraps of papers in my little bin, and I've selected a few of them. This one is a card. I think it's cut the wrong size or something. I don't know why it was in my bin, but I thought what I would do with these is I'm going to place them inside my little spray box, and then I have my lace stencil that I made. And so this is a stencil that I made and I have in my shop, and I made it out of transparency film. I do not clean them. I just let it be unless I'm working with texture paste, and then I'll rinse it off. But if it's glimmer mist or paint, I just let it on there. And I like doing it that way because I get transfer of other colors, and it's just kind of neat how it will blend. So since there's a little bit of pink in this design, I've chosen to get the Tattered Angels Party Pink and Fully Purple, and I shake those up. This one I have a little ball bearing in to help break up the mica because it has a tendency to sit on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is spritz these just a little bit, a couple of times. And then what I'm going to do is these other cards, I'm going to lay on top of the Glimmer Mist and press, and that will transfer the color, and it's spraying it once but getting two different prints. And I'll use a bigger sheet of paper to mop up all the extra. And then see, this sheet can be used in a different junk journal project. So here's what the transfer looks like. And then here's the ones that were under the stencil. Isn't that a neat effect? And then I also have a couple of 6x6 pieces of paper. These were given to me. I was in a swap with a lady and they sent me a whole bunch of little 6x6. And I thought, well, why can't I just take these and fold them half so they'll be 6 inches tall by 3 inches wide. If my math's correct. Yep. Alright, so then I'm going to fold both of those. And then these can go in this little journaling pockets. So now we're getting some nice layers here. Alright, so I'm going to go back to this piece and I'm going to add some Distress ink around the edges. Yeah, I'm going to just do it just as it is. I was going to cut it into a tag, but I changed my mind. I think we've got other tag shapes. So then this can go behind. We'll add some Distress ink to this one. And then I had a little floral piece that was left over. That's again a sticker. It's part of these borders that I've had forever that I picked up on clearance. And I just never forced myself to use them. And I think, I was looking to see which way is right side up. I'm going to place it right, I'm going to do it on the top. I was going to put it on the bottom, but I think I'm going to put it on the top. So that gives that a nice little decorative touch. And then this is going to go in this little pocket here. So that leaves us with these two pieces that I think should be little tags. So I'm going to stack them together since they're the same size and cut off that piece and then go to the other side and cut this off. And then I'm going to get my hole punch and I'll be right back. I've got my hole punch. It's a Crocodile. We are memory keepers, and so one side is 1/8 of an inch and the other side is 3/16 of an inch. And then up here is for setting eyelets. So let's choose, which one do I want to do? Let's do the bigger hole. And you can also set the depth that you want to punch your hole. So I'm going to punch mine pretty close to the edge. And let's use some more of this ribbon. Oh, I'm almost using it all. One's going to be longer than the other. Decided I wanted to add some Distress ink to the tags. And then we're going to tie this one. I've got another little word that says remember, and I thought I would attach that to this side since we had some words on the other side. Let's put it down here in this little corner. So this is a junk journal page that can go into a journal, and I think what I'm going to do is, y'all comment below, do you want me to make more pages like this but in different colors? So my supplies are going to change because that's what's in my stash, and I would say do a green page that I pulled things from my stash and the whole page is green, and then when I'm done making, say, the whole rainbow, even brown, and I could do a black and white, or black and then a white one. I could do a pink one, let's see, blue, turquoise, whatever colors. So make your suggestions below what I should do next if that's what you want to see, and then what I'll do is I'll bind all of those pages together in one journal. All right, so let's go back over what we have here. So here is if it was in the book, what you would see first, and it has the best things in life aren't things, and then there's a journaling card here, and you see that beautiful magazine image, and then if you look in the pocket, there is a coneflower postcard that says inspire. And then just so that we kind of are on the same page of this is what the back side looks like. It says beautiful memories, and I got it wonky. It didn't line up. I should have paid more attention, but I was trying to keep it in camera view. So we got this tag and this little journaling card on top of this little neat detail of the flowers. And then in this one, we have this journaling card that has some decorative border, and then there's space to write here and the inside and the back, so that's several pages right there to write within this. And then on this side, lots of tuck spot room. So we've got a journal card in the back, we have this one that I folded, another journal card here, tag, the little tag in this little tuck spot there, more tags here, another little floral card, and even though the whole thing's not purple, I just thought it was just a great use of color. All right, so are you liking my Use It Up July ideas? If you are, let me know about it. Comment below. If you are following along, do tag me by using the Use It Up July tag. I have it in the description box, and then I'll find you. So I found one of my other followers that had made a project that I had made, and I thought that was really cool. She did a video. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. Share it with your friends if you want. Challenge them. Hey, let's use up our stash. I challenge you to make 3 things from your stash. Then you don't have to do it every single day, but use something up in July if at all possible. So as you can see, I've made a dent in my purples. So this is one more thing that I can say I got done. Well, thank you so much. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Have a fabulous day. Make sure you check the link description box below for my social media connectors, the blog posts, list of the supplies like the Tattered Angels and whatnot. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a fabulous day. Bye.